created by MindSticks Foundation Trust.
Welcome, students. Today, we're taking a truly fascinating journey from the microscopic miracles happening right inside our own cells, all the way out to the global scale of biotechnology. In this explainer, we're going to cover the absolute magic of stem cells, figure out the difference between embryonic and adult types, explore some cutting-edge therapies, discuss the beautiful gift of organ donation, and finally, uncover the sheer power of biotechnology.
Let's jump right in with Section 1, the magic of stem cells, the true foundation of life. You can really just think of stem cells as the ultimate parent cells. They have this incredible superpower called pluripotency. Now, what does that actually mean? It simply means these blank slate cells have the ability to multiply and transform into any of the 220 distinct cell types found in the human body. It's kind of like a biological clay. They are the initial mass of cells from which all our specialized tissues eventually grow.
And right here in India, brilliant minds are leading some incredibly valuable research in cytology, which is simply the study of cells. Institutes totally dedicated to this work, like the National Center for Cell Science, or NCCS, down in Pune, and INSTEM over in Bangalore, they are absolutely at the forefront. They are figuring out exactly how we can harness these cellular superpowers for human welfare.
As we can see here, through the continuous cycle of cell and tissue culture, cells can actually be isolated, given just the right biochemical stimulus, and then cultured to grow into entirely new forms. It's a continuous, life-giving loop. And this foundational principle? It is quite literally bringing revolutionary changes to human health.
Moving on to Section 2, let's look at embryonic versus adult stem cells.
So there's a major distinction here based entirely on when these cells are collected. On one hand, we have embryonic stem cells. These are harvested incredibly early in development, specifically before the 14th day of conception, right during the blastostage. On the other hand, we have adult stem cells. And the good news is, even as fully grown adults, these cells stay with us. They can be safely collected from our red bone marrow, our adipose or fat tissue, and our blood. We can even collect them from cord blood immediately after our baby is born. But that begs the question, how on earth do we keep these cells alive for future medical use? Well, to perfectly preserve these precious cells from cord blood or marrow, we have to carefully place them into small, entirely sterile vials. Then, these vials are deeply submerged in liquid nitrogen at freezing temperatures. We're talking between -135 and -190 degrees Celsius. This extreme cold effectively hits the pause button on their life cycle until a patient actually needs them.
That brings us to Section 3, stem cell therapies, which are honestly nothing short of medical miracles.
Take a close look at this. This really reveals the true potential of modern medical science. Just one single, undifferentiated stem cell can branch out to repair a failing heart, regenerate damaged liver tissue, rebuild bone, or even form entirely new neurons for the brain. It magically adapts to whatever the body desperately needs at that moment.
So the big takeaway here is that these cells are essentially our body's built-in repair kit. We use them mainly for regenerative therapy, meaning we can replace dead or damaged cells to treat severe, debilitating conditions like diabetes, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's disease. They are also absolutely vital for blood cell production, churning out fresh blood for patients battling anemia, thalassemia, or leukemia. And, perhaps most remarkably of all, they're used to generate tissues for organ transplantation, literally replacing failing kidneys or livers.
Let's shift gears to Section 4, the gift of organ donation and how it's saving lives every single day.
There's a really important distinction we need to understand about donation. While we are alive, we can safely donate a few specific things. For instance, because our bodies can manage excretion with just one kidney, a healthy living person can comfortably donate their spare one. We can also donate skin from certain areas. However, for those absolutely crucial organs, like the liver, the heart, and the eyes, those can only be given posthumously. That means strictly after we pass away. It's amazing to think about the incredible legacy we can leave behind. Traditionally, bodies are disposed of after death. But opting for organ donation ensures that vital organs like the lungs, the liver, and the eyes remain incredibly useful. You can literally restore vision to the blind and bring immense comfort to those who are suffering long after you're gone.
Now, naturally, you might have some concerns regarding how this all works. Well, rest assured, this noble act is heavily protected and strictly regulated by the Transplantation of Human Organs Act 1994 and its subsequent amendments. This strict legal framework guarantees complete transparency. It's designed so that no donor or recipient is ever cheated, ensuring total safety and ethical practice for all Indian citizens. And finally, we arrive at Section 5, the power of biotechnology, where we are quite literally engineering the future. Now, biotechnology is an incredibly broad umbrella. It encompasses everything from using the natural abilities of tiny microbes to produce everyday items like yogurt and alcohol, all the way up to utilizing specific cells to manufacture life-saving antibiotics and vaccines. We are manipulating DNA and proteins for human welfare. We even do complex gene manipulation, like modifying bacteria to produce human growth hormone. It also covers non-genetic techniques like the tissue culture and hybrid seed production that help feed our nations.
In fact, in agriculture, this science is an absolute lifeline. By making artificial genetic changes to organisms, we can massively increase our per-hectare yield, totally regardless of land limitations. By developing resistant crop varieties, we minimize those massive disease control expenses. We've even developed fast fruit-setting varieties. And crucially, we're engineering stress-resistant crops that can perfectly withstand extreme, variable temperatures, severe water shortages, and changing soil fertility.
All of this leads us to a truly fascinating conclusion. With science giving us these incredibly powerful tools to repair our failing organs using stem cells, and biotechnology successfully engineering our food supply to overcome the raw limits of nature, we really must ask ourselves a profound question. How far can these biological miracles eventually extend the human lifespan? What are our true limits? Thank you so much for taking this journey of learning with me in today's Explainer. I hope it sparked your curiosity.